into kind of an agile we've gone into kind of an agile approach basically for this application build process. We started with the standard framework, and the whole idea was like we keep building on as the Ooredoo realizes more and more features are required, more options are required. We'll keep building on that, and we have almost completed 5 sprints of development, and each sprint actually lasted around 3 months. So there's a huge amount of development done based on the requirements which users have provided to us, and it's all embedded in the application right now. It is being used right now in the demand management teams, basically delivery teams. And as soon as you, so first of all, basically everyone can access this. And if you have any issues in accessing this URL within Ooredoo or within VPN, you can come back to our team and we can get that sorted also for you. So I'm not sure, is everybody logged in before, or this is like the first time you are seeing this? And what is the case? What is the kind of knowledge you have? So can anyone tell me like where are we standing right now? So Durga, maybe you can tell me like where is the team right now and what I need to exactly focus on, this is also something I would like to know.
No, me also the first time. Okay, so
You're seeing the first time. Okay.
no, I have seen this presentation and all once over time in the.
Okay. Okay. But you haven't logged into the system yet, right?
We even I logged into the one time. It was the provision was happened very late, and when we started using it, we lost the control. And
Okay.
also, my the team is recently joined, so no one knows about this application. I believe
Okay, so all right. Okay. So I'll go slow and from the introduction in that case. All right. Okay, understood. Yeah, we will email you the login URL. Everybody should also have their Ooredoo email access to this tool. Yeah. Normally we are keeping the password as welcome3#. You can change this, but this is the default password. We set it and we provide when we are importing the users. So this is our default password, which can be changed by the user themselves. We are coming up with an Active Directory LDAP integration also in the future release, which will directly pull the users from the Active Directory or Azure. So you will have your username, password. If you don't have it, again, you can approach us, support@pmobites.com. We will share the email address to everyone also. Always email there so that we have a group of support representative who can support you. As soon as you log in, you basically here you see all the affected areas. So these are the different areas your development teams are working on. So you have like CRM team, you have the portal team, you have the TIPCO team. Now in our framework, we call them as projects, but I know in demand management, these are referred as teams. So this is a little bit of a difference. You can actually structure it the way you want for your purpose. So right now it is structured, you could say, as teams. Now these images are default, something which we have put. You want to replace them, there is an option. You have the option to replace the image also to signify your particular team. So as an example, I'll just go to ERP first, since many ERP people have connected. So this is your ERP section. Now here I want to know, first of all, it's all about resource tracking and resource bandwidth utilization in an optimal manner. So who are the resources? The resources are the developers. So we are tracking developers, basically capacity, the burn rate, and whatever is the current burn rate and the next 2 months. So how they are tracking, basically the senior management specifically is looking into overall utilization. Okay. And they are looking like a holistic view for all the teams. So this is the report has been like in continuous monitoring by the senior management. And they are like, they want to see this like totally utilized, because the teams are working hard, but the information and the data is not there. So as if the information data is not there, we can't do much more, because we have reached at the stage that the base framework, the base software is there. Now we need the information to actually the data turn into information and give us like proper analysis, and we can do some decision making. We can do some changes to further optimize the resources. So we are, as an example, we are coming up with like a cost integration. So where we will be able to know how much is, like, in terms of monetary value, how much each resource is getting burned out. So this is where we will be able to do cost efficiency. But if we don't have information fed in, then everybody is lost. So this is where right now the pain area is, and this is where the request for everyone is to start feeding the data. QPunch team is just across the corner. We can come down, we can do physical sessions also. We are always open for support, and we will get you hooked up to the system. Whatever required, we will help you out. That's the whole idea. So these are the teams. You can see there are many teams, and many teams have already fed in their May utilization. The June utilization is also quite planned. So all these value you see, like the way it gets calculated is like the total is for the portal team, all the developers, the total capacity in number of hours they have in the particular month. Okay, so if someone has a vacation, they can feed the vacation, the number of hours will reduce automatically. Okay, and then that's how it will give you the total capacity of one team. And then whatever is the planned hours, he has kept around the whole month. So like as an example, Jinsi has 184, but she's already planned some activities for 230 hours, and she's utilized on a 125% rate right now. And then what it does is basically it does an average for all the developers and gives like a overall value, like total team right now 112% utilized. For June, 105% utilized. For July, they're already utilized 79% in terms of lot of things which they need to deliver in terms of their plan. Now, same with CRM, SIT, TIPCO. But if you see right now, ERP team, unfortunately, we have, like, I don't know whether this is the right number of developers. There are 3 developers. The full capacity is there, but there is nothing planned. So if there is nothing planned, the overall value gets impacted. And this is where the management wants to see this crossing 100, so that we realize that yes, our utilization has like been completely optimum, or at least to 90 to 70%, which is an ideal optimization, 90 to 80%. Now, if I jump to May, which we had the case, 83%. But if I see down again in May, many teams are overutilized. That's why this calculation is happening. So we need to like if there are utilization is overutilization also, we need to understand why the team is getting overutilized, so that we can do the whole balancing act. But all this can happen when the information starts coming into the system. Now, why it is going 83% in May? Because there is a lot of themes which there is no data, and other teams have overutilized themselves. That's why it's reached 83%. Right? The right amount of information, the ideal information would be 70 to 80, and all the teams are feeding their data. So this is where the pain area is. You can obviously ask questions in between also, guys. So anything you want to ask, you can just interrupt me. I can answer it on the fly, or we can keep it to the end. If you want to ask in the end, it's up to you. Now, the distribution also has been categorized into multiple, you could say, different areas where the work is happening. So development, testing, and others is a category. This is also done with the help of other teams. They have come up with these categories. I'll show you how the categories needs to be fit into the activities, so that you land up in the right area, what you're doing. Otherwise, again, people will be lost. Now, this is also not showing accurate, because others means like nothing right now. So it should be either testing, development, meeting, leaves. It should be that is the way we should be seeing this. So this is also something. It's not showing kind of appropriate, because again, the data is not ideally put in. So this is the report the management is very focused on. Now, how do I get myself into this? So first of all, is this correct? Can anyone answer me? Like, is this it? ERP has only these 3 guys to work on ERP project. Yeah. Durga, anyone else who was part for the ERP team?
Yeah, actually, Vandana is there, and myself is there.
So Vandana is missing.
Yeah, Vandana. And Hari Prasad.
Hari Prasad is also not there. So can you give us these names over email, or you can reply to the meeting invite, so that we can include these people? Give me their names and their email addresses, so they can be part of the ERP team and they can fit the data here.
Yeah, definitely.
No problem, Amir. So once we finish the meeting, Durga is the right person. So send you the information. So he will send you across.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. So this is how we need to actually get the right resources also into the system. Now, where do you feed the data? So there are multiple avenues or different ways, approaches where you can feed the data. So I'll give one at a time an example. So this, I go to the ERP team again. Now, if there is a kind of a calendar view, and there is a board view, and there is a DRF view also. We will look into all the three. First, I will go into the board view, which is the easiest in my perspective, but it is your preference. Wherever you want, you can feed the data from there. Now, this is kind of a Kanban view where you have all the activities you can plan as a backlog first, then get an assignment to it, get it into progress. When it's getting completed, get it into resolved. When it's tested, it's live, you can close it. So this is how you can go about managing your process. Now, these swim lanes are all configurable. You can put any other names if you want. Like I said, backlog, so new could be backlog. You could change it on the fly. It's up to you, how you want to do that. Now I will just create one as a test kind of a punch so that you get an idea how to create your time. So suppose I am doing some kind of a testing as an example. Yeah. So I just name this testing. I want to categorize this part of unit testing as an example. Now these categories also are, we have actually done some default categories for you, but it is up to you how you want to categorize. If you want more, if you want less, I will show you how to remove or add these categories. I will show you that configuration. Then within labels, is it testing of a bug or an enhancement, whatever in-house, some kind of an activity or an offshore activity. These are some labels. Again, we have come as a standard or a default ones. You can change it as you require, so it's like a bug testing, I would say. Now, does it relate to a DRF? If it is yes, I would actually go ahead and feed the DRF number. So my task associates directly to the DRF number. Okay. So whenever we see the DRF reports or a DRF view, I know this particular activity relates to this particular DRF, So this is how you relate that. Now I'll keep it to Tarun as an example because I want to show the reflection in reports outside. So this has been assigned to Tarun as an example. Now Tarun can either I can, if I am assigning as a manager to Tarun, either I can give more details to the activity, or I just assign to Tarun and Tarun can add further details. And these, when I do this like open and close square brackets, it's basically automatically creating like a checklist, checkbox, which you can use as the activity is getting completed to update others that this thing has got completed. Then you go ahead, click on create. So this is your initial entries. You can see the activity has got created. When you click on that, there are more parameters which you can set. Now all these parameters, if they are repetitive, you are doing a kind of a standard thing every time. For example, like always the priority normally is a medium priority or a high priority. You can set this by default. So for every activity, you don't need to go and change it. And to where to set these defaults, I will show that also. But the whole idea is to make the data entry easier. We have some default settings which I will show you. So automatically when I create a punch, all the defaults will be set. That's the whole idea. Dependency, I will show another view for setting the dependency. The whole idea is if this task is dependent on another one to complete and then it can start, you can set the dependencies, or it has to run in parallel with something, you can set the dependencies. I'll show you that also when I go to the different view. Supporting documents is like something related to this, like unit testing. There may be a test case is there. Yeah, I want to attach, and that is kind of a public document which might be referred to many other punches also. So there is an area you can upload multiple documents and then you can link those documents from here. Now, no documents are uploaded. That's why it doesn't show anything. I'll show you that document area where to upload and you can refer it back here. Then attached to punch is a particular kind of a document which you need to attach to this particular testing. Like I said, the test case which you are doing right now, you want to attach it and keep it as a referent, or the test result itself. Yeah, as an example. So here I'm just attaching just as an example. You just double click and or drag and drop, it gets attached. You can attach some images also to signify it's a bug and you want to know some, you want to share a screenshot of that bug. So you can attach rather than a document, an image, and the image comes for the punch directly. That's the whole idea. Then this is the percentage of progress. As you keep moving, you can move this up and down. It's left to you how you want to actually update your percentages, like how you're moving ahead. Now, there are no standards defined, like anybody could say 90%, 100%. So usually companies have standard also when they say definition of done or what is signifying 100%, you know. So that's something also we can come up with as a rule. Right now, there is nothing right now. Now the task can be configured as a start and end date box, or you could actually go ahead and put your planned hours directly here. So like suppose in this task, I am supposed to spend, let's say 24 hours. So I can just put 24 hours, automatically the dates will get adjusted, you know. And then I'm not going to distribute myself fully for this task. I'm just going to be distributed, like I have many more things to do, and 10% of my time will be going for testing. So this is how I just put the distribution for 10%, and it will go ahead and reset the duration, because right now the duration is open. So the duration has increased for the 24 hours to be done 10%, you know, because 24 hours has to be spread, and the elapsed date, the date has been moved ahead, you know, because I can only spend like in a day 10% of my time in testing. That's why the dates have moved ahead. Then as I'm going and I'm doing the real thing, I actually start feeding in actual how many hours I did I put in this particular task. Either it would be 26, 25, whatever it may be. Now these are cost parameters not used right now, but you can actually signify a cost also related to the activity, or we can actually calculate automatically and come up how much is the resource burn or number of efforts he's putting over here on this particular activity. This is something which is not getting used. The field is there. It's up to you if you want to use it. It's completely up to you. Now there are other options also, like this allows you to split the task. If it's a very long task and you need a kind of a split in between because you want to add some more tasks in the whole duration, like it's going for 10 days, but I can't afford to sit only on this for 10 days with full utilization. I need a split in between. So 5 days and then another 5 days, but there are 3 days as a gap in between so that I can fit more things in that gap. So that split task is there, which I can show in another view. Then you have move. This is to move to another lane. Like I'm progressing, I have to take this into progress. I can directly move from here. I can clone this also. So if I have done everything like once and the same thing repeats, I just clone it. So I don't need to feed all this information again and again, because similar information, I just change the name and that's it, done for me. Or I can share a URL with people that this is the particular activity in Teams, in WhatsApp, and if whoever has the access to QPunch will be able to open this particular task when they click on the URL. That's the whole idea. So this is basically related to one point of entry where I have put the details. Now I want to see the effect in the management report, how is got this guy got the effect in the ERP team. So if I go back here and I go and click on ERP, I can see that the 14 hours have been fed right now, and the 8% utilization has come through for Tarun. You see, so the automatically the effect has gone in the report. So this is how basically one way of feeding the information. Is this clear? Any questions, guys, till this point?
It's clear. DRFs will be picked up from a spider, or we need to enter? Is it a key in data?
It is a pull data. So all the DRF life in Spider on a particular status are already linked to QPunch. So when you put your DRF number, automatically it will fetch the information of the DRF.
Okay. Is there user manuals to configure, so related to our stuff? I mean, the terminology, whatever you are saying.
Sure,
Is there
sure.
user guides available?
Yeah, I will show you. Like basically what we have done is to make it easier. You would see now there are more help files coming, but wherever there is a help file, there is an indication question mark next to that area. I'll just show you as an example. Let me go to this Leaf application. Now here you can see there is a question mark. So when you click on this, it will open the user guide in a way, you know. So wherever the options are quite many and different things needs to be done. Okay, this link has got changed. We'll fix this, you know. But the idea is like there is a question mark and you will be able to refer to the help guide directly, user guide directly for the system. For that particular, you know, the particular option.
Okay, fair enough.
So now that was the one way where I have put Tarun's activity, which I need to go and delete because this is live data. So just give me a minute. Okay. So yeah, so now Tarun will immediately get kind of a notification that you have been assigned this kind of a testing task because I am doing this, you know. So Tarun will log into the system. He will see, okay, this is for me. He will move it to in progress when he's doing the testing, and when he's completed, he'll move it to resolved. If he's confident all is done, he gets a sign off. He'll move it to close, you know. So that's the process we have as a Kanban, you know. And similarly, he will move the percentage, and now the percentage is moving. So okay, lane by lane it's configured, you know. So when you reach to close, or automatically it's taking it to 100%, you know. It's assuming that you have completed whatever is required. So that's already set as a rule, you know. So this is how the percentage is also moving, and your progress is also moving. Now, suppose if I want to delete it, I just click on the small dustbin and automatically it gets the deleted the task. So this is one way you would actually add the task. The other way is a kind of a calendar view, your Outlook calendar view. This is also a kind of an easy view through which you can add based on dates, based on a resource, the utilization directly. So what happens here, all the use resources are listed. You have a week kind of a slot, and then when you create a task, automatically it will pick up for the whole week, you know. So again, let's take an example of Tarun. I want to create a task for Tarun again, testing again. Yeah, I don't need to worry. I just need to worry about the start date, because automatically it will pull the task for the rest of the week, you know. And then again, unit testing, labels, I configure efforts in days. Now, if I suppose if I put 15 days, it will cross it around across 3 weeks automatically, you know. So that's how it does it. So I can see that these are 3 weeks utilization already gone 100%. So this is another easier way to create tasks. Now I want to, like, Tarun is already got 100% utilized, but I have another thing to assign to Tarun. Now, if I assign to Tarun, obviously I have made him overutilized, right? So this is where we want to actually shuffle and get the optimum utilization for all the resources. So he's 120%, but other developers, they don't have much to do. So what I could do is I can just drag and drop and balance my resource utilization from this view. This is the big benefit of this view. That's the whole idea. And now suppose if it's crossing in the next 4 weeks, you know, so the week is not shown here. I can position it here as a temporary entry. I move it, I put it in the bucket as a temporary entry, and then I move the week slots, and then I can move it. So for Tarun only to do it after he's fully with those activities, he can do it in this particular week of the month, you know. So that's the whole idea. Now, if I want to see the whole month view, obviously I can click on monthly view, and the whole month view will be placed so that I don't have to shuffle around when I'm doing the month kind of a thing. So in the month only I can plan. So overall month, you could easily plan the utilization from this view and you're done, you know. So it's very easy to do it from this view. That's the whole idea. And as a manager, as an ITDM, as someone who's managing the resources, can come in this view and see, oh, overutilization, can shuffle between the developers. So that's the advantage, and that's the benefit of this particular view. Is this clear, guys? Any questions around here?
Does the number of days includes, is it a calendar days or working days?
These are calendar days. All relates to calendar days.
So you mean to say including weekends as well?
So currently there is a setting weekend on and off, you know. So right now, for your project setting, if you want to go and check, you have to go and check in the configuration. If you want to put task on the weekend, you need to put it on, you know. So this is where the entry is. You can see weekends are on right now, you know. So it will take the weekends. If you don't want to take the weekends, you put it off. The weekends will not be considered.
Okay.
You want me to put it off or on for you?
Okay, so this control will not be with us. I mean, you have to.
No, this control can be with you, but at the managerial level or some admin level, you know, for all the users, it doesn't make sense.
But from our group, at least one person will be able.
Can do it. Correct. Exactly.
Then fine.
Okay, so I'll put it.
No, you leave it as it is. Once we discuss among ourselves, then our admin will.
No problem. Great.
Yeah.
Also, I had
one question here. You mentioned that in the attachments for test results. So already there is an option, and people are doing that test results attachment in Spider.
Okay.
So that will be reflected here, or if we attached here, it will be reflected in Spider.
Right now, Faisal, we haven't done that kind of integration. So if you want, you can request this as a new feature where you want to have those documents referred here from Spider. We can get it done. But if you've already referred it and you do not want that reference here, you can avoid that. It's not a must kind of a field. I'm just showing you because the feature is there, the option is there. It's up to you. That's the whole idea. So how we could do is like, this is a document library. So whatever related to that particular DRF or ERP, we could go ahead and directly, pull those documents or folders here from Spider. So you have that reference already with you. So I'll just upload one document just as an example. Now this could be integrated and pulled from Spider, where I'm doing now manual upload. So this is a manual upload. I put the title of the document number, revision number as an example. I create. Now this document is here now, uploaded by myself. Now, when I go back to that view, you remember I said the supporting documents, you can actually go ahead, just pick up and reference it. So this is where it gets a reference point. So since I uploaded there, now if I go and click on supporting documents, I can just go ahead and refer. So I don't need to upload for each punch. If it's only related to this particular punch or this particular activity, I can add to punch just a particular document. If it's a universal document, can be referred in many punches, it's a good idea to go and add it in the document library. So what I was trying to say is that this document library can be integrated to Jira, and this ERP project documents can be pulled here as an example, if it's required. If not, then we can actually go and reference in some kind of a link to Jira, and it will open and just you can refer the document within Jira. So that is also possible within Spider. Sorry. Is
This
that
whole
clear?
built on Trello?
No, this is all built on our own framework. This is from scratch. We have gone ahead and built the whole application.
But more or less, I can see the similarities from
Yeah,
Trello.
the view, the Kanban view is like Trello, but the calendar view, there is nothing as a calendar in Trello. So we have, you could say the base kind of a UI was influenced by Trello, but everything is then further to it, by us.
Yeah, I'm just saying for the sake of familiarity. So
Correct.
once we
Yes, exactly.
Trello, yeah. So it is easy for us to mean.
You're right, Anu. Yes.
Yeah. Fine. Go ahead. Just show us how to create a category and how do I change the name of the existing categories or something.
Yeah, great. Thank you very much. So basically now the categories we saw. Now, first of all, I want to set some kind of a defaults for my project. So it becomes easy. The punching becomes easy, So this is where I will go. And these are the default settings, So every time I'm opening a kind of a punch, I need it assigned to myself automatically, as an example. So this is how I will just set it to me. And then I want the date to start. Usually every activity when I plan, I'm planning 3 days ahead, So after the current day, 3 days, the activity needs to start. And usually every task I have, like it finishes around, let's say again, 3 days, So it will have like from the start date, 6 days. So this is how it will be a 3 days duration task. And my utilization normally for every task is 50%. The priority I needed to set to medium. The category I needed set to, let's say, development work, more mainly I'm involved in now. And then I am mostly working, let's say, on enhancement as an example. The cost I can leave it, or if I want to put, I can put it. I save this entry. Now, when I go and open any punch, which I want to assign myself as a developer, as an example, this makes my entry in a way very simple. So automatically all those defaults will be set. I just either put a DRF number, more description, title, and I'm done. That's the whole idea here. So like Tarun, assignee is not picked up, but because I'm not part of the ERP project. If I was, it will have been picked up to myself. That's the whole idea. So the whole idea is like the category, the label, everything is set by itself. When I create it, when I go inside, you will see the priority is also set by itself. Yeah. So all the percentage of distribution, the dates, everything got set by itself. So it makes my punching much easier. That's the whole idea. Okay, so let me just delete this. So this completes. Now, if I want to have more categories, like you said, or more labels, so when I click here, these are the default labels. Now, critical doesn't make any sense because I have another priority as an example. So if I want to change this to something else, so let's say this is enhancement bugs, or let's say stories, as an example, I'm just giving. It's coming up with something story. Yeah, I click on save. So basically I have renamed it. If I want to add another one, I just go ahead, I can add, automatically it pick up the new label. So this is how you change the categories labels, and same way the categories also you can add new one, or you could delete or rename any of the categories. It's very simple. It's quite intuitive. That's the whole idea. Okay, so this is the way category labels are done. Priorities are also already there, which you've seen before. Now that was one view which I showed you. The second view, calendar view. The third view is a Gantt view. This is like overall timeline. I want to see end to end, and I want to set dependencies. I need to understand critical path. I need to understand like the whole scheduling, that part of the whole my team working, or it could be the DRF end to end with multiple team working. So this is how you could actually go to this particular view. Now here you see the activities. Now this activity is dependent on the other one. So I want to link it up. So I just drag and drop, the linking happens. So you can see the linking is also quite simple. Here only if I want to add a new activity, I can click here, the new activity will get added. So all the features which you saw over there are here also. In every view, you are able to do multiple things. That's the whole idea. Now, if I want to kind of understand where is my critical activities, I click on critical activities, shows this is the critical activity. If all the linked, it will show a proper critical path even. I can do auto scheduling, so it will actually spread out sequentially so that the overlapping between the activity is not there. And the important thing is I want to set a baseline to understand when did we start and how are we doing in terms of actual. So this is my baseline set. If the activity is moving ahead, at least I'll have a comparison between plan and versus actual. That's the whole idea here. So this is like, again, kind of a little bit a small kind of a scheduling view which you can use, which you can link the activities, you can understand further through that overall in terms of the timelines and the scheduling part. So this is another view. Is this clear? So this is where the linking helps.
This Gantt chart can we print?
Yes, yes. You can export it, you can print it, you can use it in your, directly as a PDF or PNG and then print it out. Yes, you can.
Fine.
Okay, so it's got downloaded and then you can actually go ahead.
The Gantt chart mean we can allocate number of resources and man hours as well.
Exactly. Yes, you could do that also. So if I double click, you would get the same box, which you were seeing in the other views. So the same thing can be done here also. All right, so this is something very useful, interesting. And now I want to jump to kind of, as an ITDM, I need to plan my resources related to DRFs, and I want kind of a view with many teams getting affected. So as an example, I put the DRF number 4994. I fetch it from Spider, and all my teams related to this particular device. This is like our, what you call random DRF. Let me take yours as an example. So this is yours, yeah, new project code basis. And you can see that SIT team, many resources are involved. Others, there's nothing, no one has got involved. It also fetches like EDD to SIT date if they've been fed in Spider. It also fetches this information in terms of demand analyst. So let's see another DRF which has more data. So this one. Yeah, so here you can see IT delivery manager has been already set. TDD is yes, and the resources has been set. So now what is the whole idea here is basically I get a DRF. Yeah, I sort a DRF in this particular, I fetch all the what has been done in Spider. And further to that, I need to actually plan myself for my resources around this DRF, around the data, around the details of the DRF. It's still going to the old one, 4994. Yeah. So this is my dummy DRF. I don't want to touch the other ones. That's why. Okay, so I have my 4 teams linked to this particular dummy data. It's CRM, TIPCO, and ITDM. I'm across this, or I am an ITDM of RBM. Now Jayakumar and Payam is there. I don't want these guys to work. I want another guy to work. So I can untick another guy. So that other guy will be set part of this DRF resource kind of assignment. Then I want to see like how is Sri Ram basically loaded, so what is his current load? Can I give him more work or not? So when I load this, I get everyone's basically kind of full bandwidth and what they are doing currently, you know. So like in, I have set in the CRM, many team members, all the team members are listed here, and TIPCO, RBM, SIT, all the team members. And this is the guy, Sriram, yeah. I want to assign something to Sriram. I open the task from here. Now, if you remember there in the other view, I was giving the DRF number. Here, I don't need to give the DRF number because automatically I fetch the DRF and I am actually linking this task to a DRF only because it's been fetched for a DRF, you know. So automatically the system will understand and it will relate this whatever fetch DRF number to this particular punch, you know. So automatically the relationship will happen. That's the whole idea. Okay. So this is a task which I assigned to 4994. As you can see, automatically the number has come through here because I have actually gone ahead and planned from here. So this again, you can actually move, and the same thing which is in the calendar view is here also. You can put the teams, remove the teams, whatever you want as an ITDM to plan. And as you plan, automatically the resources will get assigned and they can start working on those particular activities and punch in their resource time or their utilization. That's the whole idea. So let me just delete this. So this is one view, and then same thing, I want to see end-to-end timeline. 4994, how is the end-to-end timeline looking for this particular DRF? So when I zoom out, I can see that CRM is involved. What are the timelines related to CRM? I can do like across the areas also. I can do linking, you know. So from this view, if there is an activity which links from CRM to TIPCO, that linking is also possible, you know. It's like a program view with many projects into it. That's the whole idea. So it will give me like my whole DRF timeline end to end with many affected areas, with all the activities done, and obviously the resources even on that particular DRF. So that's kind of a DRF view. So is this again clear? Any questions, guys, again till now, before we jump to other features?
So is there any security limitations of the members, or I mean, only admin can do this, or
Correct. Good question. So basically there are permissions and there are roles. So right now we have role as developer, we have a role as an ITDM, and further to that, in that particular role also we can set permissions. So I'll just show you that interface quickly. So within a project, if I want to set permissions as an example, if I go here, I have roles first of all. So these are the roles set, and each one has what permission I can provide, you know. So I don't want, like suppose QA team not to update tasks or not to move tasks. I remove this ticks and they will not be able to do it. And this particular setting will be open, like one of you will have this particular setting control to us, not everyone, you know. Whoever is decide as like an admin or a manager will have this setting to you open. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Okay. This is the DRF view, and now I will let my colleague Aaron, just because leaves are also something very important people want to put. So Aaron, you can take over and just quickly explain the leave part, you know.
Do we have any test environment just to practice for a couple of days?
We have a staging environment, but you know, you can practice here anything. You can undo also. I mean, you can delete the data. I don't think it's difficult, but if you want, we can give you the staging access where dummy data, anything you can do, you know. Staging is, but we keep updating the staging, and right now I'm going live with more features, you know. So you will get disturbance in staging. That's where the problem is, you know.
Okay.
Okay. So Erin, do you want to take over the screen?
Yeah, I'll just do. Just starting with leave, as Amber said, it's important to know how to apply for leaves and things like that. So just log in with the same account, Smart Planning. So this whole tool is actually making the members and the managers spend less time approving, rejecting, applying, and all for leaves. So the first thing to be done is, like, before you apply for leave, you have to make sure that there is a report to manager set for each user, or each team member of yours. So maybe in ERP team, there will be a manager that is set, and under subscription settings for every user, we have to make sure that a report to manager is set. Unless you do not do that, there will be a validation and it will go into an error when you try to apply for a leave if the manager is not set. This is because your request for leave is going to be sent to your manager. You must make sure that the manager for this particular user who is going to apply for the leave is set. So in my case, it's my smart planning account. So I'll just go to users in subscription settings and I'm going to search my name. So here I have my report to manager set. So Irene Stephen is my personal account. So you can just go and edit it over here with the pen icon. Actually, the owner can set the manager and the admin or the owner can directly go to report to drop down. And this will list the managers throughout the subscription. So whichever team you are reporting to, you can select your corresponding manager. In this case, I've selected my name to show you a demo. This is a QPunch support project. Okay. So
Sorry, Aaron, just to add, basically, why are we having this leave is because you want to reduce your capacity when you're on leave. Like, I don't want to show like 100% capacity when I'm not there and I'm on leave. So this is where the system has to know, and that's why you're applying leaves. In future, there is a plan to integrate this again to your leave system, internal ones, so that the leaves are automatically fed into the system. But currently, people at this stage, people are doing it manually, feeding this information.
yeah, so once you manually enter it here, it starts appearing in calendar. I'll be showing you that. So the team will be able to manage or plan your task accordingly, depending on the leave. So we'll see that. So now my report to manager is set to my personal account. Now, if I go to my subscription, like icon over here, I have another option, the leave application option. And there are two tabs. If I click on apply for leave, I get a form like this. I can just manage like I'm planning to take a leave on 13th of June, and the end date can also be chosen. 2 days, and the leave type are like 4 drop downs, sick leave, whatever it is, you can just go for taking it. And a reason which is optional. It gives more clarity or transparency for your leave. And if it's not like worth sharing, you can just skip that and then go for applying. Just click the button apply. The leave application has been sent. So now you can track the status of your leave application from your leave list tab. So I can see here, it's pending over here. So to my manager, it's notified via mail, and it will also start appearing on their leave request tab. So here, until your manager approves or rejects the leave, you can anytime go cancel or update your leave until your manager approves or rejects it. So you need not run to your manager to go cancel the leave. You can directly edit it from this interface. You can either cancel or update the leave and the user will be notified. So in my case, I am the manager. So I've got an email over here like this. So whoever be your manager will be receiving a mail like this, the leave request. There are two buttons, either the manager can approve it or go for reject it. So if I click on approve, it directly approves. And this gets notified to the user even. So both mail notification happens in both ways. When you apply for a leave, it goes to manager. And when the manager approves or rejects it, it comes to the user as well. Now, if I go and check my leave application status, I can see it as approved. Is that clear? How to apply for a leave and to view the status. Yeah. So these two steps are here. Now, from the perspective of a manager, one option was to apply like from the email, you can directly approve or reject a leave. The second option is like the manager, when they log in, I'll just log in with my personal account. So this is my login. So since I'm a manager in Ooredoo subscription, I'll be having an extra tab. So if I go to leave application module, you can see my team leave request. So whoever from my team has applied for a leave appears here. So one alternative was to approve or reject from the mail. And the second alternative is to come here, and I've already approved this. But still the manager has an option to edit this. Even though it was approved once, later if you encounter any issue in approving the leave, you can directly go for canceling the leave or updating the dates. If you do not want to go for 2-day leave, you can go for changing it to 1-day leave, give comments and all. Update it and the user will be notified. So this is an extra provision for the managers. So this is with the manager part. And the same way as I said earlier, you can go and manage your calendar as well. So if I'll just log out from this. Any user or any of your team member can actually plan tasks accordingly. Suppose if my colleague is on leave, everybody in the team will be notified it on the calendar. So I'll just go to CRM calendar, and since I am on leave, it will be notified with a different color. We have a yellow color over here. So as you can see, annual leave, all these are reflecting here. Similarly, the one which I already applied will be shown over here. So if I search for my name, I'm not part of this project, I think. Yeah, so as you can see here, already there, it shows some leaves over there. So if I'm part of the team, my name against it, it will show like annual leave and all. It's 0%
Can you
issue
explain
with
the
the task.
color coding to the guys? Just the color coding.
Yeah.
Color
So you have three colors visible over here. The yellow one stands for a leave application, and the green color stands for the DRF task, where the DRF number is associated with it. And the blue one shows the normal task, which do not contain any DRF number. The three are used to identify between the colors. The codes are used. So the yellow one stands for the leave. So here, if you try to apply or add a task, those days, whenever the user is on leave, will be grayed out. So that's the whole thing. First and second, the user is on leave, so the date is grayed out. You'll not be able to plan tasks for this user on the leave days. The other days can be planned. This is a weekly view. So from this week, 2 days are cancelled. The other days you can plan it around the day. So this is how it works. So the planning goes easy with this leave being picturized or demonstrated on the calendar even. So your team members will also come to know, and you can adjust the task accordingly. So that's what the application status can be viewed, and you can plan it here as well. Approve, reject. I hope it's clear. If you have any questions, you can ask now.
Yeah, no questions, Harid. You can
Okay.
move on.
Yeah, so I'll just pass over to Amita, a colleague. She'll be explaining about dynamic reports. So Amita, can you share the screen?
Yeah, Erin, thank you.
Yeah.
I'll share my screen. Okay. So yeah, I'll explain you about the dynamic report. So to get the dynamic report, there is the icon over here on the right hand side. If you click over here, it will take you to the dynamic report page. So dynamic report is basically something where we can get the a complex data. You can apply multiple filters over here. We have a query builder as well as a query. Yeah, here you can apply multiple kind of queries and you can fetch the data. So for now, so these are the fields which we have over here. Description, status, created on, updated on. These are the multiple fields which we have in the punch page. And over here, if you want to like, you can deselect those columns if you don't want to see that at the table. And then you can click on generate. See, those fields which got deselected is disappeared from the table. So only the relevant informations will be displayed over here. Similarly, you can like by default there will like a limit of 100. And if you want to see the all data, you can click on all over here, and you can again click on generate to see the data. And also we have an option wherein we can like click on this order by. So if we select priority, and if we go with the descending or ascending, based on that we'll table. So this is like an option wherein all the fields can be filtered with a ascending or a descending order. Like date, and based on the due date, you can put this on ascending order. Similarly for other field as well. Am I audible, guys? Hello.
Yes,
Yeah,
Amita.
you can hear.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. Just refresh my page.
So the idea of this report is to fetch all the data from the system, and all the punches in, if you could want to download it in another source like Excel, everything can be removed from the system, and you have like a query, which is very query builder, which is very easy, drop down, So that's the idea of this report.
Yeah, and also if you wish to save this data, you have an option to save it. So if I like put a filter of like removing description and progress and generate this, yes, this is available. And if I want to save this, I can give a name, test report, and I can save this over here. So for the future reference, I can come over here and select the test report. Then I will be able to fetch that table, that data which I have filtered. And also we have like different options. Like for example, if I have this option of add rule here, I can put an assignee. I can select an assignee, and I'll give an option of yeah. So now I'll be able to see all the tasks which is assigned to Syed. And also I can apply multiple filters based on Syed's task. So for now I can like put status, which is assigned to him, not even in the progress stage, which is just assigned to him. If I click on generate, see there are like 2 tasks for Syed, which is assigned for him. In that way, I can put a filter and also have an option of just delete this one. We have this complex filter functionality wherein I will select assignee as emitter. I'll select my name and then I'll click on another add group. So if a person is working on multiple projects and if want to filter out those projects, the task which is present in different project, that also we can do it in similar way. So Emit is a part of a project QPunch Dev, and also she's a part of a project. We select another project. Yeah, TCS. And if we generate it, so for now, Emit don't have any projects work. Okay. Yeah. See, there are like 42 projects Emit is working on in 42 tasks. She is working on in 2 different projects. One is QPunch Dev and the other one is QPCS TCS. So in that similar way, we can like apply multiple complex filters and filter out our data and save it for the future reference. Any doubts?
Okay, thank you, Amita. I'll take over.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
So we'll just wrap up now, just time is over. So basically there is a one final view we want to show in terms of dashboards and reports. If again I go back to ERP area team, if you click on this, basically you can get kind of all the dashboards related to ERP. Now, if I start putting my work distribution appropriately based on categories, this graph will start appearing, which I can show you in the CRM area. But let's see it right now. And the team utilization, this is something also which people look on only per that particular team. So if you're ERP team and you want to focus on your team members, you can go here on this dashboard and keep noticing how much the bandwidth or how much is the resource burn rate right now and how you can increase and actually balance it if required. The report which Amita was showing, if you want to just get it team wise, so you can have this punch report within the team, so that was like across many teams. That was the option she went to, but just within the team, same thing, you can actually do sorting and filtering and get the data as required. And finally, the resource dashboards, if there is information again, basically you can actually see how the resources, what they are working on, how many tasks, what is the current load, what is the forecasted load, and when they will be available to make more or take more activities around, so that's the whole idea. And then the work distribution, the effort plan versus actual it gives. And then when you want to know like the Tarun, what 5 tasks, what 5 activities he's working on, so this is a Tarun view. It's like a timesheet. What Tarun is right now working on, it gives kind of a view for that. So this is something also which you can refer as required in terms of dashboards and reporting. So if you see in CRM, because the data is populated here, you can see there is a graph coming and you can see the distribution of work between the team in terms of how it's categorized. And in the resource dashboard also, you can see like when exactly the resources after the completion of work will be available. You can see that the utilization is coming and the flow of activities, how there is a dip. I can assign more here to Purna because I know she's like available here. And then again, she has a load and she's completely available from 22nd July. So I can plan from now more work for her. That's the whole idea. Any questions? This was the last part. So anything you guys want to know, you can always come back, email to us at support@qpunch.com and we'll be available to help you out further. So
Yeah, last question, Amir. So who will provide us the access? I mean, since you said that it is not integrated with Active Directory.
correct.
So
You can
the team
email names to us, the email addresses and the names at support@pmobytes.com. You can reply to this meeting invite itself. We will take care
Fine.
of it.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Okay. Anything? So we'll wrap up. We close the session now.
Yeah, we can.
Thank you, Amir.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Who is the focal point for this tool from the Ooredoo?
Durga, you're telling me something?
Yeah, I'm asking you, like, who is the focal point from the Ooredoo side about this application?
Focal point, you can consider myself only, but for anything, if you email to support@pmobytes.com, we are a group. 3-4 people are there. Anybody will come back and reply you, instantly.
I'm asking who is the focal point
You
from
can
the
get
Ooredoo?
back to me. You can talk to me, Durga.
So here my question was, okay, then in this case, like, is it usage licenses or what? Like, I can add all the team or would I have to add a few people? This was my main question.
Your voice is very low, Durga. I'm not able to hear you. Sorry. Can you repeat?
Number, I will call you.
Yeah, sure. I can drop you now.
Drop your number. So I have some few questions related to the
Sure.
I will call you directly.
Okay. I can email you Durga separately. You'll get my
Fine.
number. All right.
Okay,
Thanks.
thanks.
Bye.